Hello and welcome to the Run Testers. My name's Nick and this video is all about the kit I'm intending to use for the London Marathon this year. So this is my 7th time running the London Marathon. I've had a mixed record at the marathon. It's quite a tricky one to pace, I find, because of the downhills in the first half and the general excitement that goes on in London all around the week leading up to the marathon. It's quite a busy week, quite an exciting week. It's a little bit less relaxing than going to somewhere like Berlin or Valencia. But I have PB'd twice at London, around my first sub-3 at London a few years back now. I've blown up twice, horribly. Once the year it was very hot, and then the year after COVID, I think I blew up in the last 10k of the race, and I've run it a couple of times with friends, including last year, which was very nice indeed. But yeah, love the course, love the atmosphere on the course. Obviously, loads of people there that I know from my club and just in general life throughout London, and it makes it a very exciting event all round. This year, I'm hoping to PB. I'm going to try and run my best London yet. I've never actually gone sub 230 at London. My sub 230s have been like Dorney, Berlin, and Valencia, so I'd like to go sub 230 and PB, run a 227. That's the plan. A little bit quicker if I can. Probably start out fairly slow. We usually go up pretty slow in the first 10k of a marathon, try and build throughout it and finish strong. And yeah, like I say, hopefully run a PB. That's the plan. Very simple plan. Run a PB. So, nutrition and hydration we'll start with, which is my tried and tested method. If anyone's seen the videos around the Berlin or Valencia marathons over the past couple of years, I use Morton's 320 drink. I pour that into a bottle, I get 500 mils of that, and I break it up into 250 ml soft flasks. I carry 3 of those soft flasks with me in the marathon in some Kipron shorts I'll talk about later. But yeah, some shorts from Decathlon that basically have a lot of storage, so I can carry 3 soft flasks, and then I also take a couple of gels. So this year I'm going to have more caffeine in my gels. I might use the SAS Beta Fuel Nootropics. I've been using them for a lot of races lately, especially half marathons, but because it's 40 grams of carbs, that might be a little bit too much. So I might use 2 of the Morton CAF 100 gels to break it up a bit. Basically in a marathon, every 5k I have something. So I usually have a gel at the first 5k, then I have drinks, 10k, 15k, 20k. I have half of the 250ml bottle at each of those, just to bring the load down evenly around me. Then another gel at around 25k, a bit of caffeine in there to try and help with the second half of the marathon. And then yeah, a couple more drinks for the rest of the race. So yeah, basically every 5k I'm having something, just sipping on those drinks, sipping on the gels, and just trying to maintain a nice steady stream of carbs into the body in a way that I can tolerate very well. I found with the Morton drinks in the past, I never get an upset stomach. I feel nice and full, I feel nice and fueled, so hopefully that'll be the case at London as well. I also grab stuff on the course like the water, maybe one of those Lucozade electrolyte drinks they have at some stations on London, although they're served in cups, which is tricky to drink from, I find. In the morning, my breakfast is bagels with Marmite or crumpets with Marmite. Not made that big decision yet, but it'll be one of those two. I also have a Precision Fueling and Hydration 1500 electrolyte tab to get a load of electrolytes in to hydrate early in the morning, and I have a full bottle of Morton 320 drink in the morning as well, about a couple of hours before the race, just to get that 80 grams of carbs into the body and settling nicely well before the race actually starts. I also have coffee. That's another thing I have in the morning. Alright, shoes. So I am going to use the Asics Metaspeed Sky Paris for London Marathon. This is the first time I've really gone into an A race in a very long time not using one of Nike shoes. I've got a lot of videos on the channel about how much I like the Asics shoe lately. Comparison to the Alphafly 3 went up recently as well, so you can check that out as to why I've picked it. But generally I just love the ride of it. It's incredibly lightweight. It's still got loads of bounce, loads of protection. I've gone over 20 miles in it during this training block and done like 3 quite hard long progression runs in it that have gone to about half marathon distance. I really trust it for both the amount of protection and comfort it offers for the marathon, but also just the pace and the fact it is so lightweight, and I find it very easy to engage the plate and get spring from the shoe. Like even when I'm tiring in the last 10k of the marathon, I feel like I'll be able to keep turning my legs over and getting a nice amount of pop from the shoe. There's so much details elsewhere about how much I like the shoe on the channel that I'll probably just leave it there. But yeah, the Asics Metaspeed Sky Paris is my chosen race shoe for the London Marathon. It's my favourite all-round carbon racing shoe available at the moment. The Alphafly 3 is a close runner-up. I've loved testing that shoe as well, but I do prefer the Asics Metaspeed Sky Paris, and that's what I'll be using at London. So in terms of my clothes for the race, I'll be wearing my Soar Orion Harriers Club Vest. Pretty simple stuff. The Soar race vest is very good, very lightweight, no chafing, no problems like that with it, I found. And yeah, I'll be using that on the day. And I'll be using these shorts from Decathlon. So these are women's half tights. They're called Kipron 900 now. They're not in stock as far as I can see, but I've talked about these a lot over the past couple of years. They are just half tights with loads of storage and really well designed storage. So I think on the men's side of things, they are loose shorts, so you can get the same storage in that kind of loose shorts design, but I prefer half tights. The women's ones fit perfectly well. I've not had any problems being a man wearing these shorts, I'll say that, and you get 2 large pockets at the back that each take one of my 250ml soft flasks, a zip pocket at the front which can also take a 250ml soft flask, a couple of gel pockets on the side there as well. Carries it very close and tight against the body. I've used these shorts for loads of races, including 3 marathons. Works very well. They're pretty soft and accommodating. I've not had any chafing problems with them, so not sure if they're available right now, but hopefully they will come back into stock at some point. They cost like £18-20 and they are amazing. Like, I've got so many pairs of shorts, many of which cost like 5 times as much as these shorts or more, but they work really well for marathons just because of the great storage they have. Underneath those shorts, I'll be wearing my Bjorn Borg pants. The Iceman always delivers a little bit of extra comfort and a little bit of extra protection against chafing, so I do like to wear underwear even with half tights, I find. And then socks are going to be Sporks socks. So again, I've talked about these before. They're very lightweight, thin socks, just nice, comfortable socks. I mean, they are good for that, but I don't tend to have any problems with my feet, and probably the main reason I picked them is that I have a panda pair, which is my favourite and probably the ones I'll use, but I do have a turtle pair as well, which I've liked a lot recently. So it's pandas or turtles on the day, with a small chance that a unicorn sock comes into play because my daughter has seen them and she likes unicorns. And then on my head, I'm going to wear my buff headband, my blue headband. I've worn this for many London marathons. I was going to use a cap this year potentially, just because I have used a cap for all my races, but my wife informed me that the headband makes it a lot easier to spot me on the course, and it's much more important that she sees me and I see her than I wear a cap or a headband. So yeah, I'm going to wear my blue headband for the London Marathon again. I do just hate having sweat on my forehead in races, so I would be constantly clearing it off if I wasn't wearing a hat or a headband, and the headband does a very good job of soaking that all up. Right, running watches this year, I'm going to be wearing the Garmin Epix Pro and the Apple Watch Ultra 2. I've been wearing both of these as much as I can over the past several months for a long-term test and a long-term versus and long-term reviews of each watch, and I've used them for nearly the entirety of marathon training, occasionally having to test another watch and take one of them off. I'm looking forward to just testing them again at London Marathon. It's a good chance to test GPS. Actually, recently, the Garmin has been more impressive on GPS than the Apple, even in city environments, where sometimes I found the Apple Watch Ultra had a little bit of an edge. But yeah, basically going to be testing the GPS on them. My plan is to set up different modes on them. So with the Garmin, I'm going to do manual splits, because in the London Marathon, you get pretty good GPS first half, but around Canary Wharf, it all goes skedaddle. So I'm going to be taking manual 2K splits. Overall, I'm probably aiming to average, just under 7 minutes per 2K throughout the marathon. So I'm going to take those manually just to make sure I'm actually keeping on target pace for the actual distance and not just whatever the GPS distance is saying. On the Apple Watch, I might set up the pacer mode though, where I set my target time and it gives you a little indication of how far ahead or behind it you are. This will go a bit skew with around Canary Wharf. I'm interested to see if it's still useful over the course of a marathon, even with patches like that where you are among tall buildings, making the GPS a bit tricky. I may or may not wear a heart rate monitor with it, the Polar H10. I mean, I won't be using heart rate in the race at all, and I'm not too fussed if the watches are wrong, because on race day I'm just going to be running to feel and performance, not too fussed what my heart rate says. I'll probably turn it off in case it looks bad in some way. But yeah, so those are the watches I'll be using. Manual splits on the Garmin just for that really reliable, accurate, measure of whether you are going through those 2K splits on pace. I might have the distance, but I might whack in the distance and target in as another screen, where it tells you what time you're roughly going to finish your marathon in, which again, you can work out and add seconds or take them away depending on how the markers are coming up. So yeah, both good watches, very good on GPS. It's hard at London Marathon, but they will give you a good idea of how fast you're running, help you keep you on pace, certainly in the first half when you obviously are looking to try and pace yourself. Second half, I'm not too fast. I'll be running a bit more to feel, but first half, I just want to make sure I don't go too quick, and those watches both have good GPS. Post-race, I don't have too many plans to what I'm going to put in my kit bag, apart from a load of layers. Get a load of layers on quickly, because I've turned blue a couple of times after London Marathon, because even when it's hot, I just, your body temperature plunges after a hard marathon effort like that. Only thing I will probably pop in, actually, is some kind of recovery footwear. I use Ufos shoes and sliders quite a lot, just my general slippers. Got them on right now. These are the Ufos Mules. I might pop these in my kit bag for afterwards if it's not looking like a very warm day. And if it is going to be warm and I can wear sliders, I probably will wear the sliders. But other than that, I don't really have anything too essential in my kit bag. I just want to find my family and go to a restaurant, have a load of chips and a milkshake. Yeah, so that's it. That's my plan for the London Marathon. If you have any questions about the kit or the nutrition plan, chuck them in the comments below and I'll try and get to them. As always, please do like and subscribe, ring the little bell, and we'll see you next time.